we engaged with our offices in Belfast because they had the right platform in terms of the technology, and they had the right amount of team. And they had done this so many times before. I'm now looking at putting together a proposal for an employee engagement service, which will be more than just a survey. It'll also involve some advisory work afterwards, and they require an actual technology platform that they can access and slice and dice and analyse and have dashboards and all of that. So I've reached out to our team in Belfast. I've also reached out, or in the process of reaching out, to one of our global offices that use a completely different platform. So each client's request can actually be so very different, albeit it's the one type of tool or service, but their requirements around that can be so different that then would dictate how far I reach within our network to see who can meet that best. The scope of that first engagement I mentioned was larger, but the individual requirements that this client has are more detailed. So I don't think the solution we came up with for that one will work for this. Right. But I'm investigating to see. So it just does. So the answer of it depends on the client and the requirements. It very much does.
It's interesting because it's not just the business issue or the HR issue. It's probably the size of the client, the infrastructure they have. That is more involved. Okay, that's great. So in that analytics team, there is nobody with a HR background. They're more IT people? Or
I don't think any of them come from a HR background. I'd have to check. Like as in internally here, our team here isn't massive. So in the Belfast office, perhaps.
They have maybe somebody. Or are they mainly computer scientists or data scientists?
I really don't know what their background is, to be honest. I don't know.
It's okay. It's just I'm interested in, what they're able to do that you wouldn't be able to do from here, let's say.
So we don't have the tool, the platform as such. Now, our data analytics team here would use things like Click and Python. I actually asked them and noted it down because that was one of the questions.
Probably R.
R is one of them, ClickView, ClickSense, R, Tableau, Python, SAS. Sometimes it's Excel, depends on the client. But I would, if I had to make an assumption, I would say no, the background would not be HR because that's not how you're trained. I've worked in organisations and here where we're implementing our Workday. So some of the HR community may transition over to be part of the data analytics team post go live. But a specialised team, they tend not to come from a HR background.
No, it's good. Okay, you're confirming my hypothesis. It's good. Now, what is it that you would include in a curriculum? So one of the complaints I'm getting from head of HR analytics teams is that HR people or HR professionals don't know enough. First of all, don't know enough about the impact of, I suppose, data-driven decision making, but also that the training that they have or the trajectory, as you say, it didn't really involve that component. So should we, in the university, give a greater emphasis to metrics and to make the numerical element of HR a little bit more visible and more real?
Sorry,
no, it's probably apologies, I should have this in complete silence.
No, you're fine. I wouldn't have noticed. So you go first.
Distraction.
I suppose it depends on the requirements they're going to need. So there should be an understanding. There should be an understanding as to the different types of statistical data that there is. A level of comfort around using data to analyse and make informed decisions. So, an appreciation for, I suppose, some of the modules that would be incorporated in the financial or statistical analysis modules. Obviously not the same level, but it should be an integral part of course, because when you think about HR, it's human resources, so it's the management of people. Well, that's a traditional way of explaining it, but it's, understanding, supporting, developing, and to do that without any real understanding of data analytics or how cost impacts on decisions, or your decision and the resulting cost impact. I mean, when you're looking at making any changes to an organisation structure, like basic things that HR communities do all the time.
Right.
An organisation structure restructures, either in a positive or negative way. There's always a resulting financial impact. There's always a budgetary responsibility.
Okay, so they need to have an exposure to HR cost, HR...
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they haven't. So that's just a normal part of HR.
I can tell you, like, we don't provide that in SmartFed, and I know in the other universities, I doubt it.
Okay.
Then just because I suppose the problem here is that the HR community in academia is qualitative mainly. Okay. Like, for instance, I am a quantitative researcher, and that would be really rare. Now, in the States, you have a large number of academics that are quantitative, but in Europe, it has been, historically qualitative, like case studies, etc. So, that is interesting. I actually, the Society for HRM in the States, they actually provide a lot of metrics and HR different calculations, like retention costs, how much does it cost you to replace a particular employee, all of that they provide the Excel sheets. You find them there and it's very clear, but then students have no exposure to that, even to kind of a very simple mathematics around HR, let's say.
Yeah, so I would suggest that should be part of the curriculum. I mean, you can't talk about, partnering with an organisation to enable their business strategy without understanding how you come up with the business strategy from a financial modelling perspective. And also the value of data, the different types of data there is, and different ways in which to analyse it. That's terribly important. Because there's no point having access to information if you don't understand its value or what to do with it. So it's one thing analysing information, but how do you extrapolate then insights for that are meaningful for an organisation?
So interpreting the output, etc.
Yeah.
Would you go as far as running regressions and things like that? Because I know, like, I have done it because I had to do it for my research, and I understand, I suppose, as much as I needed to. But I had studied statistics in my degree, but do they really need to understand all the mechanisms of those statistical models? Because normally HR students have a little bit of a phobia for those things. And
so I think a comfort level is important before you actually can move out and operate within an organisation.
Yes.
And when something is part of your formal education and it's something that you can say I was trained in, that brings a level of comfort with it itself, rather than feeling like you're operating outside your comfort level. And therefore perhaps more likely to shy away from it.
Yes.
So I think it's counterintuitive to design a curriculum based on people's comfort level, because actually doing it will provide that comfort level. But I also think that they're not moving into the world of statistics, so it isn't required, I would suggest, to understand everything, but a good overview of the different strands involved in it, and the ability to take information, analyse it in a meaningful way and extrapolate the insights for the business out of it. That's important, because that's something that I would see would form part of HR professionals' day-to-day, life.
Yes.
They may not be the ones running the actual statistics, but if you don't have a general understanding as to how that works,
right.
It's difficult to deal with the outputs. So,
Yeah.
I think
just to get the balance. Yeah. Okay. Now, GDPR. Do you think HR professionals, or within your projects, is there a sense of responsible use of data, or was it, before GDPR? So I know we're completely obsessed at the moment with GDPR and have it all right. But before that, did you find that people have